come visit my shed. I live on the edge, let's jump, shit, I'll go first. Yikes, quite preposterous. White kids soaking up the hype up off it. Hi, I'm Hops and I'm obnoxious. I've been talking like the guy from Boston. Watch me rise to top 10. You know what I mean, ain't no one like me. I'ma turn all of my haters to some overnight fiends. I done made a lot of money from exposing my grief. Flow catch bodies like it's COVID-19, nigga. Bitch, listen, I'm exerting the gas fumes. I'm the asshole who goes to work in the bad mood. Me and my alter ego make a murderous rap group. I'm handing beef to niggas like I'm serving a fast food. I should've been spazzed, not a burden is passed through. Haters wanna laugh at all the hurdles I ran through, but the word on the avenue is now they wanna watch you pee like a fucking pervert in the bathroom, nigga. Ill, yup. The ladies always tell me I'm a real cunt. These whack motherfuckers, that's a meal. Lunch. On every instrumental I'ma spill guts and I'm still nuts. Like Robocop scrotum, I'm giving niggas hell, but I really hope I'm not going. And if I do, I'm pulling up with hoes in my form, while the man above is watching with his coke and popcorn. Well, I guess I'm a villain, labeled as strange, labeled a clown, labeled deranged, labeled as someone you might put to shame, labeled a freak who's unable to change. I'm sick in the head, but sick with the grind. I am not something you casually find. Where's the light? Give me a sign, cause I got way too much shit on my mind, and I'ma get it all out. Kumbaya, my lord, I might say things that you might not support. When do I drop the torch? Bless my enemies with whom I mop the floor with. It's true, my thoughts are morbid. I'ma do my job, of course. Shit, can't fit in my shoes. Niggas wishing I lose, I'ma get it like. I've been noticing a shift in the industry. Too many niggas who appear to be gritty, flashing they nice jewels, bragging about some pills and packing a rifle. You just gonna be another rapper to die soon. That's another body off the market. Rigor mortis, see them beef for police saw the carcass. Some of these niggas really bought it, they gon' show you all the corners. Now your mama gotta see you dropping slowly on a harness. Shit, it might be mean ass. Hey,
what's up everybody? Plus Parquet. Plus there's a couple new subscribers. Welcome. Hey, tell me in the comments if you prefer me to not make mini movie intros and outros and bump my production values up and make it super awesome and make it sexy. If I don't make it sexy, I don't eat. I don't know about you guys, but if you don't, if it's not, it's all about the hips and nips. So it's pretty much, once I do that and the copyright goblins come for me, then I can't remix my own videos, which makes me make shorts painstakingly on the computer, and it's just, this is just not worth it. I don't know, maybe I will if it does it again. Either way, I just need to know that it's worth my time. If you enjoy that stuff, I don't mind making it. If no one likes it, then there's no point for me to waste my time and deal with copyright goblins and all that. Anyway, welcome to Gran Turismo 7, week 6 of 2025. Daily Race A is another like late 80s Honda Civic race with no DR changes like normal at Tokyo on the highway. Didn't look at it at all. Daily Race B is only 3 laps at Spa in Group 3. It's just, with the broken rolling start, just doesn't make sense to even do it. I don't even care. It's no big deal. But then Daily Race C is a wonderful, dude, this is like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 race. Racing soft tires on the Super GT Group 2 cars. Only the Lexus, the NSX, and the old Skyline are available. And they are phenomenal. They are so much fun to drive on soft tires. The aerodynamics, I mean, as soon as you lift the throttle, you can feel the car slowing down. I mean, it's just, if you're not on the brakes, you're not on the throttle, you're losing time. I just I know Fuji pretty well, so I only put in a couple laps of practice and jumped in. This was my first race of the week from Tuesday. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. But then we did the World Series races. So I'm going to hit you with some races. We got this one. You see me leading. I'm trying to get back in, try to get my DR back into A. There's a bunch of A's chasing me right now in this daily race. We're going to do this Daily Race C for you guys. And then there's going to be round 1 and round 3 of the World Series coming at you. Let's do it. Just take a quick look at the lineup, see what I'm up against. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that my livery is always better than your livery. So there you go. We'll take a look throughout the race. But ultimately, you know that we're trying to get back into DRA. I'm one of those, top of the B drivers. Like, I'm like one of the fastest B drivers you could possibly be without being an A. One of those guys. Not tooting my own horn, I'm just saying that it's, I'm a fast B driver. The lower level A driver. And I've been trying to get back into A again. And the biggest thing we've been focusing on, I explode inputs on the bottom and the radars for you guys to see. The biggest thing I've been working on is braking, trail braking, string theory through trail braking. I believe I've improved. And this is part of the proof right here is this guy wanted to go for the move. He had the inside, but I am so much faster on the brakes now. It's crazy. I used to be very, very slow on the brakes. And just really focusing and working on not braking 100% is the biggest goal. Or lifting the brakes and gaining time. Just like always, the plague. I almost followed him off here. Turn 1, this was the first race of the week for me, so I didn't know where the braking zone was for the rolling start on turn 1. I had to follow him. Almost followed him right off. You know how we do that. just idiots. Anyway, take the lead. This is just a look at him trying to go for the move and just not being able to get there because of how fast I am on the brakes. Tauntor and I end up having a great race between the two of us. This race is all about strategy. I want to talk a little bit about strategy. Right here is where I start to think, is Tauntor faster than me? Does he have a better pace than me? Is he mistake prone? Who's behind him? Should I work with Tauntor? Should I not? At this moment is where I realized he had the penalty. And that brings the other guy into the play. And I don't know anything about him yet, so let's find out. So we got a brand new P2, and I get the right-hand sweeper a little bit wrong. And that's all I feel. I had no idea what happened. I was like, what the hell was that? Like, I know I got a little bit wrong. I was going a little bit slow, but my lord, I was on the total outside edge. Like, what the hell was that? I don't think it was anything dirty. I just think it was a miscalculation, to be honest. At the moment, of course, I was ready to have a stroke. This is what it looked like from the outside. It was just like, dude, what the hell? And if he thinks I like hit him back on purpose, I clearly didn't. This is the view from inside the car. I couldn't even see him. I was just driving along and I was just trying to save the car. Unfortunately, it gave me some damage, right front suspension damage and front aero damage. This was his view of it. He didn't realize that I was getting it wrong, and he was just flying through there, and he needed to realize that I was wide and, not ram into the back of me. That'd have been great. After a couple of laps, you can question my strategy if you want. I was willing to defend through this middle sector, through this little middle hairpin S section that's basically the infield of Fuji. That's where the NSX really comes to life versus the Lexus. The Lexus eats me up on the straights and a lot of those straights, but in the twisties, the NSX, that MR power just gets it down pretty well. Now, some people might think this isn't the greatest thing in the world, but whenever someone shows such strong pace in the first 3 laps, I want to secure the highest position I can. So if you ever see this from me, it's not a trick. This turn signal, that's not a trick. I'm telling you, go around. You showed a fast pace. You're setting the fastest lap. Yeah, I'd like to have P1. That'd be great. But P3's back here. I want to lose I need to lose the least amount of time possible messing with you. If you're going to start dive bombing me and being weird, we're just going to lose a ton of time. And now P3's in the mix. And now I have to attack, defend, and everything all at the same time. It's just not worth it. So I'm going to chase you now at this point. A lot of people are more comfortable chasing than following. That's the same thing, chasing, following. A lot of people don't like to be chased. A lot of people would rather follow than be chased. I'm kind of the same way. A lot of people are faster when they're chasing as opposed to being followed. So I just decided, let me see what his pace is like, and it was strong. I mean, I can keep him within a second or so. I drag him down to about a second or so, under a second. If you see here, we fast forward, this is lap 7. And I'm starting to think it's time. It's time to box. I think I might come in this lap, probably next lap. It depends on what he does. And this is where it tips. This is the big tip off right here. As soon as I see that ding, that pop up, that half-second penalty, this was a huge decision for me. If he goes in, I was staying out. I was going to do the opposite of whatever he did. He did not serve the penalty here, and I decided, you know what? It's time. I'm going to go for the undercut and see if he makes mistakes and serves that penalty, I can have a pretty strong undercut. If I can pull a second and a half from him, I just need to worry about my outlap. I need to have the best outlap I could ever have. And I come out in P4, and I'm like, okay, fine. Everyone in front of me needs the box. I know for a fact everyone in front of me needs the box. So we get to the outlap. I just needed to hustle as hard as I could, push as hard as I could through this S section, through the infield, and just get there and see what I can do. The NSX just feels really strong through this section. I don't know if I'll explode the inputs or not. It might not be worth it. We'll see with no other cars around. There's not a whole lot of action in this video. It's just more strategy and just, the best way to... top 5s are always my top priority. So I think I did enough here to at least compete with him or at least stay with him. You see, everyone's coming into the box now, and we're on the Fuji airplane hangar. Thinking back on it now, it was extremely smart of him to serve that half-second penalty on an in-lap, not the out-lap. So that was very smart. And here we go. There he is. Can we do it? This is the best racing. It is. Pants are tight. Things are happening. And he did the same exact thing he did on lap 1. He just went a little bit wide. Luckily, I didn't follow him, and we had pretty much he had the same snap oversteer. And again, I reminded myself, keep wide from him, and he snapped and almost hit me again, and luckily I stayed clear of him. So we're golden. At this point, I'm worried that his pace is still too strong. I was hoping if he made a couple mistakes, I might be a little bit farther in front of him. Unfortunately, I wasn't. It's just a look back at the move. Just a cinematic view. I was worried we were going to collide. I knew he was going to go wide again, that narrow line. If you don't really care, and then he snapped and almost killed both of us. At this point of the race, once I take P1 and I'm observing his pace from behind me chasing me, it's really about securing P2. It really, really is. It's about securing P2. I'm always the type of driver that I'm going for top fives. I'm not necessarily going for wins. I'd like to win every single race, just like everyone else, but sometimes it's just not in the cards. Sometimes you make bad decisions. I'm always thinking I'm always going to be strategy based. This guy was mistake prone, but he was still very fast. But so either way, it's just, again, he learned his lesson right here. He thought about going down the inside, but he learned his lesson. He knew I was way too fast on the brakes in the NSX, so he went out super wide for a qualifying line and got a great run on me. I probably would not even have defended if it didn't line us up this way. It already lined me up in a defensive position already because he had a great run on me. And this is the fast section for the NSX. So at that point, I knew, let me just push through. If he is on me and in my slipstream on that start-finish straight, you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit him with that turn signal again. With 5 laps to go, 4.5 laps to go at this point, I don't want to fight. I can't see how far back. We'll look here. On the start-finish straight, look how far back the rest of the pack is. At this point, I just want to secure P2 at the worst case scenario. Look at there's no one near us. Yeah, I mean, this has to do with me, with Tauntor working with me, and us working together and being on the same page. You saw how big of a gap we have. Some people might think here, there's 4 laps to go. You did the undercut, you pulled everything off, you've been driving from the front. Why would you turn signal him and let him through? It's real simple, guys. My worst case scenario is to be completely wrecked out and come in last place and completely lose the race. The best case scenario is one more position. So I could either get P1 or P2. I want to secure P2, so I let him through again. He does have strong pace, but he's mistake prone. Now I have 4 laps, 3 3/4 laps to see if he makes another mistake, put some pressure on, see what I can do. That's the way I want to race. If you want to be more aggressive and go for every move possible and go for every single time there's a little bit of space, every single time that you might be able to get side, dude, do that if that's what you want to do. But I promise you, I don't trust these drivers. I don't trust them to do that kind of stuff. So because of what we did and how hard we worked together, we fast forward here to the penultimate lap. I should have went for the move right there. That's probably where my mistake was. I was close enough to him that I could have went for the move, but I thought that Lexus is so strong. Let me bide my time. I bet he makes a mistake. So I slot back in behind him. I probably should have went for the move there. That I believe was my mistake. Ultimately, I was still applying tons of pressure to him. And, hats off to him. He deserved the win. I'll break the news to you now, guys. It's P2. I got it P2. But I pushed him to the brink. There was nothing else I could do. Whenever you have a very similar pace with another car that's fighting for a win like this, yeah, there were some things I could have done. Yes, I could have won this race. I could have applied more pressure. I could have been in his mirrors a little bit more. I could have, defended stronger and kept him behind me. But then we could have collided. His mistakes and his snap oversteer that I continue to see over and over again, it worried me. It really did. So I was pretty close to him here. This is as close as I can get to him before we start the final lap. So I'm under a second to him, but I wasn't quite in the slipstream. And this Lexus right here is where that mid-range, he just grunts away from me in that Lexus compared to the NSX. And that's why I'm assuming a lot of people are in it. But now look at that gap, 8.5 seconds to the people behind, to the pack behind us. That's what working together. That's my strategy decisions in action, was that me losing P2 was 8 seconds behind us at this point because I chose not to fight with Tauntor. I could tell he was fast. I mean, he had pole position. I could tell he was fast. Technically, on paper, he's faster than me. That doesn't mean his pace will be as fast. I don't know that he can do it for 13 laps, but in this case, he did. He did just enough. Going into this final infield section that I'll call it on Fuji, that's about as close as I was. And I thought, oh, I saw him going sideways. I thought I could get him. Just keep applying pressure. That's all you can do in this case. You can't try to get close and try to push the pass like other people do. There's no room for that in the game. The sportsmanship isn't made. It's just not supposed to be that way, guys. I went a little bit deep on the next to last turn there, and that's what did it. But again, you look at P3. P3 is almost a pit stop behind us, dude. And that's because Tauntor and I got together, had a plan, trusted each other, we're on the same page as each other, and before he even finishes the finish line, he pauses his game and goes in to tell me good race, just in case I leave right away or whatever it is, he won't be able to talk to me. He wanted to make sure to let me know that was what's up. And that's how you should be racing. I don't know, maybe other people need to be, maybe you want to be more aggressive, you want to go for every move. This maybe should have been a victory. Should this have been a win? You tell me in the comments. Should this have been a win? Am I a bitch? Should I have been more aggressive? Should I have been more defensive? It's one of those things where, guys, you know I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to build my rank up. I'm trying to get back into DRA as best I can so I can register for GT1 the next time we have, World Series exhibition. And that's my goal, was to get back into GT1 again. I did one Manufacturers Cup in GT1, and with heavy damage and the long laps, it was so competitive. I was so sweaty at the end of those races. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and the points were on deck. It was good. Ultimately, the strategy is going to be up to you guys. I mean, each person has their own goals and ideas on what they're going to do each race. Every race is a different opportunity and a new set of competitors that you're going up against. Everyone drives differently. I'm becoming very fast on the brakes. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. Have you been watching? Have you seen any development from me? Am I just the same I've always been? I feel like I'm faster under brakes. I feel like people are struggling to stick with me under brakes. The old B drivers that I used to compete with. No, whatever. All right, I'm going to get on these World Series races. I'll see you guys soon. More races this weekend. Let's go.